Alright, we're a little bit late tonight, but we are live. I'm gonna take a bit to let all the social medias know. Adjusting the camera a little bit. Really wish my ceiling light wasn't in the worst possible place for a camera in front of me, but doing what we can. Gotta fill the silence. I'm a streamer now. So yeah, while we're waiting for people to show up, for anybody who's watching on YouTube, first of all, thank you for watching me on YouTube. We are running the same list that I was running last week. Really liked it so far. I would really like to not be playing a leyline sideboard because I don't really think it's helpful outside of the fact that there are just so many graveyard decks, or unfair graveyard decks on Moto. You know, we'll take the W's where we can get them. I think if I was playing a paper event, it would probably be the easy swaps I'd make would be turn one of the ley lines into a Mind Break Trap or a Surgical, turn another one into a Rest in Peace, and then these can be a couple different things. I'm actually curious what's in my deck box right now. Because I feel like what's in my deck box, I haven't touched it in a little bit, but I'm pretty sure whatever is in here is what I would have in place of those two cards. Oh, right. It'd probably be some number of Deafening Silence. Yeah, I think you either run... These probably are definitely two Deafening Silence, and then this last leyline could be a third copy of any of these cards, either a Silence Trap or Surgical, depending on what you're trying to target. We'll give everybody a little bit longer to show up before we just hop right into it. Gotta get me one of those intros so people can like, so I can like have people show up while I get ready. But just a small time dude. Alright, I think we're just gonna hop right into it. Just those plate points. Let's go. Oops. Tonight I am drinking a plain old Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. Not the bad Mountain Dew. I finished all of that, thankfully. These queue times. I'll give it like another 30 seconds before I just cancel and rejoin. Yeah, alright, let's try this again. First one was bad. We see a new one. Yep, there we go. See, 5 seconds. I do not understand how moto pairing works. We are against a Drayton. Let's see. Yorion as our companion, and we have one of those classic one-landers with a vial. I really don't like keeping these hands, even though it has so many good cards in it. Of course, I say that. They just mulled to 6, which is obviously making me rethink it, but I think it's better to just mulligan to a hand that is safer. This hand is, for example, much safer. It's less exciting, but it's got... the fail state is, you know, obviously a lot better. That's true, moto pairing never really works, does it? Oh. We are on the draw, so that choice didn't matter. So our opponent is... Huh. Okay, okay. Turn 1 ley line, so it's just like mono black. Probably mono black helm combo. They hymned away Plains, Mother of Runes, which is a little annoying, but they used the Dark Ritual to do it, and they another hymn. Okay, sure. Well, this Commando being the last card in our hand is very good, so... Thank you, Faulted Form, for the follow. They really rolled off the tongue. I like that. Alright. Taking file up to 2. I do not love this. So thankfully, they're so far off of casting a Helm, I don't feel like I need to Commando the Ley Line to protect myself from that, so I'm pretty sure I just need to Commando kill the Urza Saga. The Retrofitter Foundry, it's going to take forever for that to be really threatening. And I think I need to just give myself more top decks because their top decks are worse than mine, generally speaking. So yeah, we're just gonna do this. Pop the Urza Saga. Take up to 3. Stuck at work? That sucks. Stoneforge is an incredibly good draw here. The Retrofitter Foundry no longer does anything. We're just gonna get a Cauldron. I don't love seeing another Urza Saga, but we can probably deal with that. This Vile Trigger is interesting. I think we want to just tick up to Yorion. That's probably, yeah, I think that's safer. Yeah, cool. So we'll put in Cauldra, hit him for a bunch. And with the second Stoneforge, we'll probably just get Batterskull. Is this going to be Dark Ritual into Helm? Is that what's happening here? Oh, for Karn. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but we'll live. Yeah, I am glad you got to catch the stream. Thank you so much for coming by. Alright, so our Cauldra is a 7/7. That is also indestructible. Let's see. Wasteland is very good here. Let's see. So... yeah, unfortunately this Cauldron attack won't do anything since they're just going to Retrofitter Foundry, but, you know, we'll start with it. Attack Karn. Now we're going to annoyingly wasteland this Saga, put Yorion into our hand. I don't think not wastelanding it is really an option, but I did think about it for a second because like we also need lands to cast this Yorion, but I don't know. It's not a great spot we're in, unfortunately. I just don't know why Karn needed to be one-sided Null Rod on top of wishing for artifacts. Just doesn't. It's just too much. Yeah, I guess that's the other problem is they just get coding, and we're not really anywhere close to casting Yorion anyway. I have never really played Saga builds just because it's not my personal preference. I do think a lot of people are leaning away from it because of how much artifact hate there is. And Saga is only really notably good in the grindy matchups. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Yeah, Saga's for the grindy matchups, but there's not really a lot of ones where Saga's that impressive against them anyway. There's not that many dress downs anymore, but like still everybody's playing like Meltdown. And you just win the long game against most decks anyway, so. Yeah, so I think we're just praying to draw a Flicker Wisp or something. Or Skyclave would also work. Yeah, I think Skyclave is the best draw. And I think we need to draw it this turn. Yeah. Are they -2 to the cards? They can... Oh, there's, yeah, Ritual for Helm. So they don't have the mana to activate it, at least. Okay. Alright, what do we got? Yep. So now we need Skyclave, or we die, as opposed to... Yeah, okay. Alright, annoying. It's possible the meta shifts back to Saga being better. Like I said, I'm just someone who personally has always played Sagaless because I prefer the consistency of the mana base. But I definitely could see Saga being the preferred choice later on down the line. So against this deck, we really only have Council's Judgment. What cards don't matter here? A lot of them don't really. But it's a question of what matters the least. I barely want the first sash, so I'll easily cut the second one. We can probably cut a Spirit. Mother of Ruins is likely not good either, but I feel like there's a chance they at least bring in Black Remove. Well, wait, no, because they're going to bring in Plague Engineer, actually, so we should probably just cut 2 Moms and keep these cards, because they're medium, but at least they'll not die to Plague Engineer, likely. And Lion Sash can obviously be at least, like... They can be a big, even if the graveyard hit doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll go with that. This hand is decent. I don't know if it's good enough, though. It's not really good against any of the draws they have that are really scary. So I think I'm going to mulligan to either have more pressure or like a Skyclave. This at least has a Wasteland also. It's kind of similar to the previous one, but it also does have a Recruiter, so that's good. We'll bottom the second Spirit, since the first one isn't really doing much anyway. Other than, like, being a 3-1. But hello, Timeless Dragon. Alright. Alright, now we wish we had Swords to Plowshares, but, you know, that's how it goes. Let's see. So I think we'll start by offering the trade that they definitely will not take. And I think I'm just going to recruit for a Skyclave right away. Other options are I could recruit for a Stoneforge. Because I don't have an answer for the Bob, there's a decent chance that I just want to play towards the pressure on their life total. It does also give me a decent play next turn for a Cycling Dragon for a Plains and then casting the 2-drop. I think I kind of like that, actually. Just recruit for Stoneforge. Yeah, let's do that. It's like, notably, these Bobs are going to hit them pretty hard. I don't like seeing him, but... Ancient Tomb. So at 13 is Karn. Yeah, sure. probably. Yeah, I was thinking they're probably wishing for coding, and that is the case. Oh, we drop port here, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I think actually I like... So I can attack Karn with the Spirit. That might entice them to block with the Bob. Which means that we at least don't have to worry about getting overwhelmed that way. Then we can play port Stoneforge for Cauldra and then probably tap a Swamp, I'm guessing. Because I think I'd rather they take damage off the Ancient Tomb and have possibly... I guess I could give them 4 mana. Let's just start with the attack at least. And we'll figure out from there. So that'll attack Karn, this'll attack them. Yep, okay. That makes sense. So... yeah, we will Stoneforge for Cauldra. And then now we choose whether they're porting Tomb or Swamp. I guess it's probably better to port Tomb for now, and then maybe port Swamp once they're lower on life. Yeah, I should just keep them off total amount of mana, I think. Is this opposition agent? Sure, okay. That's fine because we already did our searching. They need... and it's Swamp to cast the Hymn. Give me... there we go. Alright, Ancient Tomb is annoying. Oh, Dark Ritual. Okay, this could be bad. Are we gonna get high rolled? Okay, cool. Caldra's still in our hands. They can play Coding, but they can't really do much with it. They can kill a land. I guess they'd probably kill plains. They could actually Coding the Stoneforge. That's interesting. They do not go for them. Okay. Okay, cool. So now we can cycle for a plains. Let's actually make sure we want to do that, actually. Because we could... we're going to put in the Cauldra, attack the Karn. The Karn will still be alive unless we attack with the Recruiter. Oh, I can't cycle anyway because of the opposition agents. Let's not outplay ourselves here. I have a little dog under my desk. Goodbye. Alright, so we'll attack just this then, I think. Or let me think. So if they block here, Karn goes to 1. They could kill our last white source. They're probably more likely to actually animate the Cauldra, maybe? I'm not sure. So attacking the Recruiter attacking with Recruiter ensures Karn dies. Because if they block the Germ with the Agent, 3 tramples from the Cauldra and the Recruiter finishes it, or they just block the Recruiter and the Karn dies. So I think we want to do this. Okay, Recruiter dies, that's okay. And then I think I just want to keep them off of more mana, and we'll just Wasteland the Tomb. Yeah, it looks like I'm playing against Mono Black Stompy. We lost game 1 to pretty much the Helm. I guess it was mostly the Helm combo. There was a lot of other problems going on, but okay, that's really annoying. So you can animate the Cauldra. Yeah. So now we'll attack them both with these. Because the opposition agent has to block Cauldra here. And Karn at 5 versus 6 doesn't really matter. So yeah, we'll do this. And yeah, we untap here, and then to play around another opposition agent, we'll plane cycle this right now. Or play around them top tipping one at least. One, two, three. So they do have 6 mana here, so they could just lattice us. Which they do. Perfect timing for Flicker Wisp. And we'll attack them to 2, and this game is basically over. Yeah, because they can just turn Coding into a 2/2, and we can't ever kill them. Karn is stupid. Or they just... What are they doing here? So both those are in play. Confused. Is playing with their food at this point. Yeah, okay. They just drew 3 cards in the top 15. That makes sense. And there they go. So yeah, I think we have no outs to this. Yeah, we don't specifically, because Lattice makes all our cards colorless, so we can't even Solitude anything. So they got us. I think that matchup's usually pretty good, because they just have a lot of stuff that doesn't do anything, but we got pretty high rolled there. Just like lots of Karns, and Karn is like definitely the hardest card out of them to beat. This hand is a little scary because we don't have a basic plains, but it's got a lot of 2-drops, so I think we're going to keep it. We're also on the draw, so we could draw plains. It's a Lotus Petal matchup, so our lack of basic plains is irrelevant. Just getting turn 1 Doomsday. Alright, cool, fine. Sure. This league isn't going well. Oh, don't say that. Oh, no. Ugh. Ugh. You're killing me. Alright, let's look at all their cards. I love to do it even though I'm like almost always deterministically dead. So let's see. 1, 2. Things I always check are... So they're playing 2 Thassa's Oracles. 1, 2, 3... There are 3 Underground Seas in the outside of the pile, which means there's probably at least 1 in it, either in their hand or in the pile. What are the lands are there? Obviously there's the fetches. I see a cavern. I don't see... Okay, there's a basic islands. I'm going to laugh if we draw Field of Ruin here. That could be a Ghost Corded that kills the island. Okay, we did not. Let's see if we get another turn. I'm sure we don't. Yeah, okay. So it's possible that one of those 2 cards is basic swamp, but I'm guessing it is not. High Star 1337, thank you very much for the follow. I wish you could be following under better circumstances, but here we are. Alright, so... you don't really board much for this matchup, because this matchup's pretty much unwinnable anyway. So... let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to board in Trap and Surgical and see what happens. I don't know. That's just what felt right to me at the time to pronounce it that way. Surgical is for a couple things. If post Doomsday, you can shuffle their pile and potentially buy a turn or 2. The most effective thing you can do is Wasteland and Underground Sea and Surgical it, and just hope to win off of their inability to make mana. Yeah, I'm playing Leylines in the sideboard because Magic Online is full of a lot of unfair graveyard decks, and I don't like playing Leyline that much. I don't think it makes games that interesting, but, you know, you do what you have to do to get wins. This hand is not good, so we're gonna mulligan it. This hand's better. Having Spirit helps because that's like... It's a way... It, like, means that they have to stop after casting Doomsday, at least. The rest of the hand kind of stinks, but like we're drawing slim anyway, so. And yeah, sometimes that'll happen. can't think too hard about Doomsday. Like I said, it's basically unwinnable. Or is it? It's still probably unwinnable, but you know, it's 20%. It might be a little bit higher than 20%, but it's about that low. I think I don't have the numbers to back it up. Having played Death and Taxes for a very long time, it is, to me, the worst matchup we have ever had in Legacy. There's just like basically no angles that you as your deck have to interact with them in a way that's meaningful. Even their fail states are like really bad. Oh, cool. And we even get to hold up this Mindbreak trap. And they forced it. Nice. I'm not actually happy about that because we need to kill them at some point, but it also probably means they're just going to play a land and then cast Doomsday, and then we're just going to lose. But yeah, I think what makes Doomsday to me, I think what makes Doomsday so especially bad is how there isn't really even a sideboard card you could play against them that even reliably changes the matchup at all. Like, there were, like, obviously, like, a historic enemy of Death and Taxes up until, like, somewhat recently has been Elves. It's just always really hard to keep up with the creature combo deck where Thalia didn't matter. They went too fast for you to consistently get GT, like, control them with GT. And you just died all the time. At least, like, you could steal games by, like, turn one cage, or, like, having a bunch of removal and then, like, ending with a GT, or, like, they go for a natural order and you flash and Containment Priest. Like, you could steal games even though the matchup was negative. You basically can't steal games against Doomsday. Like, Wasteland Surgical is the one thing you can do proactively. And then like this Mindbreak trap, I can't even counter their Doomsday because they just, I mean, they used one ritual. It's like very easy for them to play around it. Yeah, Doomsday is definitely kept in check by Delver quite a bit. It's just very good at doing what it does. Yeah, you can play like Archive Trap and Angel's Grace. It's just that those are cards that literally are blanks in every other matchup that exists, which is I think is one of the big differences. Is like that I like there are those are probably the two cards that you can play against Doomsday and maybe win. They are unusable in every other matchup. Alright, what do we got here? So they have 2 Underground Seas in play, and they know we have Field of Ruin, so it's unlikely that we're going to be able to restrict them on mana. What are they doing? Okay. Oh yeah, you just accept that you lose. It's not, thankfully, it's not very popular because it's so bad against Delver, but so let's see, do we see the island in their pile? It looks like the island might be in their pile. So there's 1 Underground Sea. So these 6 cards contain an island and an underground sea. And that's basically all I know. So, and a Thassa's Oracle, obviously. I forgot that Field of Ruin actually forces the shuffle. For some reason, I thought that it didn't. So I probably should have done that. But they are shuffling their deck here anyway, so. Interesting. So they are casting Oracle here. They know we have a Solitude, though, so something is probably going to happen here. Whether it's a force or what. So they must just be playing both Oracles then. Interesting. Yeah, so I think the last 2 cards in their pile are probably Oracle Islands, is my guess. Yeah, there's the islands. Yeah, so. Yep, there they go. Alright, rough start, but we lost those fast enough that maybe we'll play a second league. We'll see. It's just, I think that's the first double Oracle pile I've ever actually played against. I'm kind of curious what made them decide to go for that. Because like they knew my hand, they knew I wasn't putting pressure on them, so it seems like it's basically the same as just putting I just like stacking Street Wraiths and Edge of Autumns. I guess specifically Street Wraiths to play around Mindbreak Trap, but like otherwise I'm not sure. I'm curious. I would be curious if other Doomsday players would make that choice. This hand has a lot of weird lands, but it does have Stoneforge and Skyclave. I think this is a keep. It's a weird keep, but I don't know. It's got lands, it's got good spells. We're gonna lead on. We're gonna lead on Wasteland. It probably does reveal quite a bit about like the texture of our hands, but that's fine. Windswept Heath Pass is making me think potentially Depths. In which case I'm very happy to have these Skyclaves. We're going to play out the Caracas because we have more of them, so like if they wasteland it, it's more likely that we'll get to use another one that we draw later. This is a very interesting one. I could see arguments for anything other than Batterskull. Lion Sash is probably playing too much into assuming their depths when we don't really have that much info. Let's just culture check them. Could have Prismatic ending here still, but no swords is good. Okay, it is depths. Really like to see a Sajiri step discarded to Mox Diamond, though. Hello, Sotari Mage. Good to see you. Let's see. This is match 3. We lost the first one to Mono Black Helm combo, and we lost the second one to Doomsday. This is our first game against what appears to be Depths. Or we know for a fact it's Depths. No other deck plays Shiziri Step. So I think I'm just going to play Port here, and I'll port their Forest. That they didn't play anything here makes me think they're either trying to... They're probably just have a Knight in hand, so we'll be able to follow up by Skycleaving it. But we'll just port their Forest and hold up white mana. And that is why we played the Crocus over the Iganjo. So we just get to draw another card, and... Ooh, that's interesting. Just reset the state. Thespian Stage. Okay, so they don't have Knight in their hands. So they probably have... What would they have that they aren't playing? I could see them... They might have a Crop Rotation in hands. Does a Crop Rotation kill us here? I don't think it does. I can fetch for a green source. Monkeys Can't Cry is now following. Thank you so much. How's it going, Ethan? So they can Crop Rotation for... Yeah, Crop Rotation doesn't kill us. The second Crop Rotation might. I think they often play one Endurance main. Oh, Jason, what's up? Yes, yeah, double does, single doesn't. Yeah, I think I would assume 1 to 2 Endurance out of these decks. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm kind of tempted to just Skyclave the Mox Diamonds. I'm not sure. They're not presenting... They didn't cast a Knight. They could be Green Sun for a Knight, I guess, in which case the Mox Diamonds would, if they don't have a land in hand, going away would affect that. If they do just do that, they're still tapping out, and we Skyclave the Knight. The only argument to not flickering Mox is that Wisp is pretty valuable against Merit Lage specifically, and it doesn't guarantee that they're losing the mana. Yeah, I'm going to Skyclave to be safe, and we'll keep the Wasteland up for many shenanigans that might happen. Black Cat Mew, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to the team. All right, another Mox Diamond. So that's both steps in their graveyard. Multiple things to make a Lage, so they have less mana. Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards too. So the hand was like just all mana. They have 1 card left. And it's something they could cast because they're... What are they... What is going on here? Oh, is this Minsk? There we go. That's what they've been holding on to. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. I guess I shouldn't say. I'm not surprised they didn't cycle Hamster because just the way they've sequenced everything here is throwing me off a little bit. So annoyingly, we don't have a third white source in play. That would make this decision really easy. But I think I'm just gonna attack them with Skyclave. And then I guess the question is whether we wisp the Skyclave to get Minsk and Boo, or just play the second Skyclave. I think I want to wisp. Yeah, you can't. You have to tap Caracas to do that. So I think I don't mind Field of Ruin here, but whatever the second play has to be answering the Misk. I think I want to. So I guess what we could do is, yeah, attack. Do we even have to Caracas upkeep? Can't we just Caracas in response to a Minsk activation? Although I guess that basically is the same thing, isn't it? Anyway, so yeah, we'll attack Minsk here. And then we can probably field stage here. Let's get a Savannah out of their deck, I assume, here. Oh, Dried Arbor, right, of course. So Minsk triggers. Then we'll bounce Boo. And F6. They may think that they can sack the Dryad Arbor to kill... Or I guess the Dryad Arbor wouldn't draw cards anyway, never mind. I always forget the hamster part of this. Field, play Wisp, flicker Skyclave to kill Minsk. Because they have no cards in hand, I'm pretty safe to kill the Minsk with damage. If they had any other possible cards they would play, then I might do that, but you can afford to play it pretty slowly without actually spending a card on it, yeah. I really like seeing Lion Sash here. So I think we can just attack both into Minsk if they block the Spirit. I guess we probably just attack only Skyclave into it, right? Only Skyclave. We still bounce Boo in the upkeep. We could port it, couldn't we? I actually like that, yeah. So then we attack Minsk with the Spirit, attack them with Skyclave. Wisp the Mox to get rid of the mana. And they are still not presenting any threats, which is very good for us. I need a scoop. Cool. Red, white versus mono white is definitely a meta call. It's not a personal it's not nearly as much of like a personal preference as like Saga versus Sagaless used to be. Red white is specifically targeting a couple bad matchups that the mono white versions of Death and Taxes have had before. Namely, at the time that the red white build was made, it was primarily the 8 mulch variant of lands and 8 cast. 8 mulch has kind of fallen off the face of the earth, thankfully. 8 cast is still around a bit. It's the deck that really requires you to have counterspells because of how you have to spend a trillion mana killing a Kappa Cannoneer, and having a ton of Pyroblast in the board is really good there. And having Magus against their Sagas also eliminates one of the few actually reliable ways they have to produce threats against you. In addition to, they only have a couple basic islands in their deck. They obviously have like Lotus Petals and Mox Opal, so you're not really cutting off their ability to make blue mana, but you can still do quite a bit against them. So boarding in these cards, what am I usually cutting? Usually cutting pretty much all the Thalias. And then, what is the last card? It's usually Spirit, isn't it? Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, he has not actually played Death and Taxes very much at all for a few years. He kind of like transitioned his brand into just streaming weird decks all over the place, so I wouldn't really consider him to be an authority on the deck anymore. This hand is pretty slow and doesn't really present answers to anything very well, so I'm going to mulligan this. I don't think we can go to... I'm not excited to keep this, but I don't think we can go to 5. So I think we just keep it, and we'll probably bottom up Plains here. Yeah. So I haven't played the Red Splash. I'm not the best person to be answering that question. My understanding of the main things you lose are... first of all, your mana base hurts you because you're playing a bunch of fetches. That primarily matters in Delver. You also, because your sideboard is slated so heavily towards just having a pile of Pyroblasts, you have fewer cards that are catch-alls against a lot of fair decks, like Council's Judgment. You don't play... your sideboard is just a lot more constricted in that way. A couple fewer 4-ofs, yeah, you lose ports as well. Oh, well, that's annoying. Well then, yeah, we'll just play Wasteland and play Stoneforge and be very sad about everything that's going on. Yeah, let's get Cauldron. Can we safely attack here? If they... They can make Lage, but we have the Wasteland. Yeah, I can just attack here, yeah. Well, that's a bummer. Why are they... They need to stop passing the turn to me. Like, they need to just make this Lage now. But they don't. Alright. Can I attack this time? I think the answer is still yes, right? I guess there's not really a good reason to here since we have the Cauldron to pressure them, so I'll just let that go. Yeah, I know it's like risky for them to do it, but I feel like they're just playing towards it but not actually pulling the trigger, which is confusing me. Like I don't know, I just feel like if they're not doing... Interesting. We can... Yeah, because they have to use the... Yeah, they have to use the Wasteland to... Yeah. And it also puts us 21, so... Does it matter which one I waste here? They're gonna reclaim it either way, so it might not matter. But I think I'm just gonna hit the depths, yeah. I don't really wish the Cauldron was a skull because competition. What does that change? Oh, okay. Yeah. We sure were dead. I don't know what they're doing. And they, what do you... And they didn't tower end of turn. Which is just making them spend more mana now. I'm very confused. So we can assume that that's gone. We could attack with the Spirit and bait them into blocking and Iganjo it. But that doesn't actually work for us because they can, while they have made a lot of questionable decisions already, they can just reclaim for depths and kill us if we tap out. So I think we just... What do we do here? This is a little awkward. I guess because we are at 21, we can at least take the first hit. I think we need this as mana. Yeah, okay. So I think what we're doing here is attacking here, making them use the mana with tower. And we're just holding up Field of Ruin here, and when they don't go for it, we cycle Timeless Dragon, and then we see what we do from there. Yeah, see, this is what's confusing me. They just aren't even using the Reclaimer. Green Suns, that's probably for... Presumably that's going to be for Safekeeper, yeah. So what we could do here is we could Field of Ruin the tower, and then that would, but if we top deck a land, that would give us the opening to Jite them, but yeah, I think we just cycle too. There's a chance that play really works out, but it basically loses to not top decking a land. And now what do we do? So stage is tapped, they're not threatening Lage. So I think we probably just Judgment the Safekeeper here. And then I guess we can just cast the Jite. Yeah, maybe we just make Dragon. I guess that's like a better use of our mana. I'm gonna go with Dragon. Alright, Flagstones is fine. Knight of the Reliquary, okay. That port is pretty good too. So now I think we port and get GT counters. We can kill the safekeeper, or we can threaten the safekeeper. I guess we probably don't even kill the safekeeper here, but well, we port the tower before we cast and equip the GT is what we do here. Yeah, I think it's the best thing to do. Yeah, there's a lot of plays that seem like they could be good here, and I wish I felt like one was like giving me. Yeah, I guess once they tap out, it feels a little bit better too. Do we bother trying to kill the safekeeper right now? Or do we wait until next turn? I think we just want to get rid of their mana. They just let it go. Okay. Yeah, only one depths in deck is seeming more likely every turn that goes by. Because it's just weird how little they are doing to threaten it again. Okay, there's Excavator for a depths if they want it, but they're going for Wasteland first. I will take that hit. Because I think that having the second creature in play with this tower might be valuable. We'll see. Skyclave. Okay. Well, that's really good. So we can Judgment the Knight and then Skyclave the... I guess we can start by casting Judgment, see if they do anything. I assume that they won't, and we'll get rid of the Knight. And then we could Skyclave probably the Ramanop. The Reclaimer by itself isn't really threatening us anymore. If we Skyclave, they might step. That's true. That actually is a really good argument for starting with Skyclave. Yeah, let's try that. It doesn't really matter here. I think we want to go for Knight, yeah. The only thing we're definitely not hitting is Ramen up because we're trying to answer him with the Jitai. They don't do anything, so I think now we cancel his judgment. Yeah, now we cancel his judgment, and they will probably just let it resolve, and we'll vote for the Ramen up. If they happen to activate the Reclaimer, then we instead vote for Reclaimer and kill the Ramen up with counters, but we did not need to do that here. So now we can attack with both, since the GT counter will allow Spirit to favorably block the Reclaimer. That's fine. Damage happens. Kill the Reclaimer. Yeah, I'm like really confused what their long-term plan has been like this whole game. Okay, so they do have the second Dark Depths in their deck. We haven't seen a Sajiri step yet, right? No, we have not. Interesting, interesting. Well, I don't have to recruit for it now. Yeah, I thought that they were casting Minsk when they tapped all those lands, and then they weren't, so we were okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna... Yeah. So we're just gonna Wisp the Merit Lage. Attack with Dragon here. Gonna recruit for a... probably a Solitude here. Yeah, we'll group Solitude. Oh, am I getting a gift? Oh my gosh. My wife. Yeah, I got it. Thank you so much. My wife has just delivered me boba. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. And they scoop. Cool. Got there. Yeah, WFW game. You know it. It's funny how much time the depths games are taking on my stream. I really like the matchup. I like playing it a lot. It's very skill intensive, and it feels like like there's very few non-games, which I really like. Um, and I think it's funny. One thing that the streaming has definitely made me do is like not autopilot like almost any of my decisions, which I think was sort of a slump that I was getting into when I was playing before I started streaming. Um, and it turns out there's a lot to think about turn to turn against depths. I'm definitely noticing those matchups are causing me to think a lot. Oh, we're against Newton. Well, Stoneforge is pretty good, so we're gonna keep it. Ooh, whiff, whiff, whiff. Nope. Mom or Vile, huh? I think this is an easy Vile. Mom and play on turn 1 doesn't really change much. Yeah. Makes our top decks a lot better. Yeah, I think the Vile makes sure that our second 2-drop gets into play a lot faster, which is definitely gonna matter. It's gonna be a green sun for a Fiend Artisan. No, for Oof. Okay, that makes a lot more sense, unfortunately. Let's see. Well, we are going to play Stoneforge. I think in this case, we are just going to get Cauldra then. Ooh, Solitude. That is real good. Holy shit. I don't think that changes anything we do right now. I think we are just putting in Cauldra, attacking, playing Mom. We pass, see what they do. Very likely end of turn, Solitude pitching Thalia on the Oof, Vile and the Stoneforge get Jite, and then presumably win the game. Well, that's a bummer. That changes things. That might make us just dead. So 5. So if we exile this for a 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So if we... yeah, it's 20. Yeah, okay, we are dead. Well, happens. Those are the only games we really lose against them nowadays, is the ones where they just um, natural order you really quick. Yeah, Cauldron defense saves us. That might have been worth it when we had the plan to... When we knew that we were G-Tang them next turn, it might have been a good idea to just do that instead. So what can we get rid of here? Don't like Batterskull. Don't like Commando. Not a fan of Sash. Is Sash better or worse than Thalia? Sash shrinks Fiend Artisan, I guess? Sash is probably better, yeah. And then I think I am happy with this otherwise. Yep. I do not see Elves as a bad matchup anymore, to be completely honest. This hand is a little bit conflicting. It's probably fine, though. I think we just, yeah. I was leaning towards that. Is just keep it, and we'll see what happens. There's a lot of ways to sequence these cards such that we like actually still get some use out of our vial. Okay, Recruiter. Calm down. Yeah, it's true. Priest will die. They have a lot of removal post board now. I shouldn't. They've always had a decent amount of removal post board, but Symbiote. Yep, sure. I don't think I put in Priest here. Maybe I do just to be safe. We can like recruit for a Stoneforge. If Priest dies, we get to Violin the Stoneforge. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it though. We can't even attack with it. Well, those swords to plowshare, or that swords to plowshares might be useful at some point, but certainly not yet. Yeah, we'll get a Stoneforge. Oops. Get this F. Yeah, I agree with that. Ooh, is this natural? I think it's Green Sun actually. It is Green Sun. Hopefully that fetched by you does not indicate a... Oh, this is Grist. I forgot that Grist just works through it. That was dumb of me. I forgot. It like means they have to get grist, but there's like no real world where they were getting anything else, I think. Though this isn't the worst either, honestly. Let him get the grist before putting in priest. Yeah, I agree with that. So we can take this up to... yeah, we definitely want to take that up to 3. Wasteland. So we could recruit for a... So we could swords the symbiote, recruit for a Skyclave, Violent Skyclave, get their Reclaimer, attack Grist, leave them with just Elvish Mystic and 3 lands. Kinda like that. It does lose to Natural Order for Progenitus. Do we have anything that really doesn't lose to that, though? That's kind of what I'm trying to think through. I don't think we really have a plan against that. Where? There's Skyclave. It's hiding from me. Field Room, Bioplow, Symbiote, Solitude, and Mystic. Okay, yeah, that is fair. That would beat it. Or wouldn't lose to it, at least. All right, yeah, they had it. We might be able to... They're... Whoa. That can't be better than Progenitus. They must... Yeah, I guess this must just be in their hands. There's nothing else that makes sense. Another Field of Ruin. So we can Field of Ruin Bayou, and then Stoneforge for GT. Yeah, should just be Strip Mine. Sure is. I guess is there? Can't be an argument for using our mana on Recruiter here. I don't think. after the Moonstompy debate, yeah, maybe. That is a little annoying. But I guess we can just Skyclave the Symbiote and put in the GT end step, and then we'll at least get... exile any creature from... yeah. So they kind of priced into picking it up here, which is good for us. Yep. And then we can attack here. Yeah, can't really put it in. Alright, he obviously can't play that. We could put it in, but I think I'm feeling like just don't bother, and we'll just start attacking with Stoneforge now. Yeah. Alright, so there's a couple cute things we could do with the recruiter here. I think we probably just get Solitude. Funnily enough, they only have one creature in their graveyard, so we could sash it and then turn off the Masked Vandal, but I think that's worse than just like putting Solitude in our hand and putting, or recruiting Solitude and then putting Yorion in our hands. I think he just leads us to that. Yep, there we go. This hand is great. Spirit's notably worse against his current versions of the deck, but I'm happy to have Swords and Solitude and Stoneforge, so. Probably still just Swords the turn 1 elf, right? Bolt the bird, Swords the elves. Yeah. If we really need to remove another thing, we now have this Solitude with the second Spirit we don't really need. And he's on... Oh, that's what's happening. Do we just Solitude Wasteland then? Pretty sure we Solitude Wasteland. Oh boy. And I'm just gonna Cauldron to kill him. So he needs to draw a little land for this Reclaim to do anything, so do this. And then hopefully drawing the white source for the Council's Judgment, but also leaving up this Containment Priest while Cauldron kills them is not the worst either. Yeah, okay. Nice symbiotes. I think I'm hoping to draw a land here to cast a Skyclave anyway, so I think the Priest is better on the board as an attacker. Not quite a land. So I think we'll not put the Priest in any danger. If they want to double block with the Stoneforge, though, I'm pretty okay with that. Yeah, okay, that's what I figured. So we'll cycle here and then play Vial. Obviously not likely to do a whole lot with the Priest in play, but that's okay. we'll just Skyclave a Symbiote, and then they have to block both the Stoneforge and the Containment Priest. So yeah, we'll attack with everything. Yeah, so obviously this last game was sort of weird because he just kept a one lander and then died, but like the way that that second game played out, I think kind of shows why Elves isn't really a bad matchup anymore. At least I don't see it as one. The more that Newton has been working on the deck, the more mid-rangey it's been, and the more it basically can't win against us unless they cast Natural Order. And obviously they're pretty good at doing that, but we have cards that beat Natural Order. We have ways to control their board and make it so that like Natural Order for a hoof doesn't usually kill us. And they just aren't threatening to kill us very quickly outside of specifically the card Natural Order. They don't have Glimpse Chains anymore that make a huge board that you can't control. They're spending their turn 2s playing a card like Fiend Artisan that like could do something, but a lot of times it's just going to be like a bad Tarmogoyf. I just think I am much more afraid of Nettle Sentinel than basically any card that Newton has added to the deck. Opposition Agent. That's a fair point. That card's a little spooky. Alright, let's see what we're closing this league out with. It's fast enough, we might start another one. Just realized like halfway through this boba that I haven't actually been getting any of the boba out. I'm a fool. And this hand is fine. Nothing to complain about. I actually don't know. It was surprise boba. My wife could probably pop up in chat and reveal the flavor. Island Lotus Petal. So show and tell? Tundra Lotus Petal. Nars. Okay. So just this bullshit, huh? Alright. It's just a turbo, one-sided Time Twister deck, I guess. This deck gives me the hives, I swear. I hate this shit so much. Okay, trying to win with Mentor. That makes sense. Yeah, I guess. Alright, what do I have in my hand instead of a Skyclave? A Swords. And they have a Chalice. Alright. Yeah, alright, we know what they're doing. Let's just go to the next game. Well, this is weird. There's a couple different things I could see playing here. So I'm kind of looking at all these. Leyline's almost certainly not. They're clearly an Echo deck, but like we don't know what they have other than that. I like Mind Break Trap though. Judgment, if they're clearly like still winning through permanents, so I want to have some amount of removal. Cage is good against Echo. Rest in Peace is good against Echo. I don't really want Leyline because if we're gonna be cycling hands a bunch, I don't want to draw a bunch of duds. When like they aren't a turn 1 deck anyway. Surgical also can't. I would love to bring in Surgical, but it can't tag Echo, and that's all that I really care about here. What am I boarding out? Sash seems pretty whatever. Commando could be good because they have artifact mana. They are a Chalice deck, so I don't want that many swords in my deck. Batter Skull's kind of slow. Maybe it's good enough, though. I guess Jite isn't really going to keep Mentor in check, I don't think. And then we need to cut one more card. I guess we maybe don't want the Rest in Peace. Yeah, I'll keep the Rest in Peace out of the deck. They do still have days in doing that we have to be wary of, so. This hand is kind of what we had last game. Still very susceptible to just getting echoed. But the problem is, the only turn... There are only 3 cards in our deck that we're really drawing to as like interaction against specifically a turn 1 Echo, so I think we're fine keeping this. I thought about cutting a Wisp. I could see Wisp, Rest in Peace. I'm not totally sure. This is a weird deck that I don't want to play against, so I'm not going to think about it too hard. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Wisp against Mox and Chalice actually probably means it's worth keeping in. That's a true name, Nemesis. And there's an Echo. Okay. Okay. We get to put the Spirit of Labyrinth in play. So that's really good. I'm curious what other white cards they might have in their deck other than the Mentor that we saw. Prismatic Ending would probably make sense. I'm not sure what else. That's the second Narset. What do they get for this one? It's an interesting choice. Okay. So we'll hit the Narset so that it goes to... So it dies if they minus it. Cut them off of some blue mana. And if they think they're real cool killing this spirit, boy howdy, do I have a surprise for them. The joke is on them because they're probably... So they're probably not super excited to bounce my spirit anyway, but they probably have to. They don't. Okay, cool. So they just are not going to get much out of this anyway. We'll tick up to 3. We'll kill the Teferi, I think. Six to them is obviously valuable, but I don't want them to, like, really get anything out of this. I think we'll just keep the card in our hand and we'll port the island again. And they concede. All right. I am thinking about whether anything changes here. Because of how all in they seem, I'm thinking about Leyline again. Yeah, right. Fucking taste of their own medicine right there. I think particularly on the draw, yeah, I was just thinking that I think we just need to have that extra interaction. These swords haven't been doing much. And I think I can afford to cut, like, I don't know, Solitude, Timeless Dragon. Timeless Dragon, we're probably not going to have time to cycle, like, basically ever. And there's a good chance we'll get a chance to cycle it, and then it's just going to get shuffled back into our deck anyway. Actually, yeah, I think I actually like Solitude better than I like Batterskull. Especially because we haven't seen it, but we probably have to assume that they have Hull Breacher, so at least we want removal against that. I don't think I can keep this against them keeping 7. I think I need, like, actual interaction on turn 0. We're at least drawing to a lot more of it this time, so... yeah. I don't know if we can go down to 5. Maybe we can. Solitude is at least turn 1 interaction if they're playing Hull Breacher, but it's not good against the Planeswalkers. I'm going to mulligan aggressively here. Alright, there's a leyline. That's something. Probably put back Field of Ruin Port here, put in leyline, and hope that they have Neko that they can't cast. That LED is making me think that they may have had an Echo in their hand that they can't cast. I guess it will suck if they get to just, like, Teferi it, but, you know, we'll make them have it. This is going to be a Mentor or a Commando. Ooh. Yeah, right. I was just thinking that too. Their colored mana is a lot scarier. I'd rather force them to use that mana on the commando, and then they give them the opportunity to use City Traders, even though if they had used the Tundra mana, it wouldn't have cut them off of anything. But I think that's fine. Yes, come on, please cast a Chalice. Interesting. So we can Skyclave the LED. We could recruit for something, but that kind of leaves us open to a lot of things going wrong. Yeah, I think I agree with getting rid of the LED. Yeah, Commando's like a good card or something. It's very annoying. We have not seen basic planes, no. We've only seen islands. Them not killing the leyline end of turn it. Okay. I don't know what they thought. um, I guess like maybe once we've taken the LED, they're just like I don't know. I just think that was a mistake regardless. There's no two ways about it, but um yeah, I don't know. That was weird. Hey Leyline, what's up? So now that they've done that, I think we um they don't have like any piece of anything, so I think we just recruit for a spirit here. And if they get us, they get us, but like they just cycled a Aether Spellbomb. I don't think they have a lot. I think they have an Echo in their hand. They could Hull Breacher us, that's true. Maybe that's a good enough reason to recruit for Wisp then? Or sorry, recruit for a Solitude maybe? We could keep porting them. Also, keeping them off colored mana means that all they're really going to do is like cast a Chalice, which if we can flicker a Chalice would be pretty great. I think I like Field Port too. You want to field Tundra port the colored source, just keep them on Tomb and nothing else. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep, there's the basic islands. Okay, cool. They do not flash in Hull Breacher. Okay, there's a basic plane, so now we've seen that. Oh, well, that's kind of nice. So we have insurance against Hull Breacher now. That they don't have it, obviously, but I think now I just want to recruit a spirit then. Spirit for Stoneforge is debatable. I think I'm leaning Spirit, personally. Yeah, I'm gonna go Spirit. Our opponent is on turbo one-sided Time Twisters. They're just get a Narset in play and Time Twister as soon as possible. Yeah, that's annoying, but okay. Probably bouncing the ley. I guess if they bounce the ley line here, we can kill the Teferi with Recruiter, which is kind of nice. Yeah, it's true. I guess it'll be interesting to see if they just plus here, actually. I think they have to draw a card too. Like, clearly their hand is missing something, but we'll see. Yeah, I've been assuming they have Prismatic Ending, if anything, no plows. Okay, bounce recruiter. And draw Caracas. Does that change anything? So I was gonna cast Spirit and then port the planes. I don't think Caracas changes that. It does open up casting Recruiter and porting, but I think I would rather Spirit. Yeah. Recruiter plus Spirit is maybe fine. I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I think this is probably the last turn I'm porting, if I am porting. But, yeah, we'll just recruit. I think now is when we recruit for a Stoneforge and start trying to kill him. Yeah. Yeah, okay. They would have had access to white mana through that anyway. So, yep. Alright, Narset's on a Chrome Mox. Is this going to be a hard cast Echo? Hardcast Echo would be extremely bad for them, but maybe their hand is just hot garbage and they just want to get rid of ours. Get rid of our hand. It's totally possible. But that is not what is happening, in fact. Gideon Jura. Whoa. All right. Alright, so... Yeah, so I agree we have to kill this Narset. Do we have to kill it so bad that we port the tomb to make sure they cast a Hull Breacher in our main phase? If they have one? And then any land gives them... oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I guess we just have to let Hull Breacher happen then. Yeah, okay. Attack Narset, attack... I'm going to keep Teferi off of bouncing something next turn. Yeah, alright. So what do we do now? So one of the cards is Gideon. We don't know anything else other than probably there's an Echo. We might still just Stoneforge double port. We could like Wisp a Mox, take away a mana, but I think that's worse than just porting. We can't really Wisp Recruiter for anything because we have to be afraid of getting echoed. Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're just Stoneforging for Cauldra. Oh yeah, that's the only equipment in our deck. And then we're going to port Plains and Tomb. So you said nothing but blue mana. Narset whiffs, so that's huge. But they had Days Undoing anyway, so what was the point? Of course we top deck a Leyline, are you kidding me? Alright. And we are 1 mana off of Yorion this turn. Yep, we sure are. Wow, that's tilting. Yeah, so I guess we start by 1 at Narset, 1 at Teferi. We can't really beat the second Echo anyway, so I think we live with what happens if Yorion gets got by another Echo. Or another Time Twister in general. Oops. A Commando on the Chrome Mox. Mentor. Well, if they aren't echoing this turn, then I think we have a good chance. Or I guess it has to be Days Undoing. If they're not Days Undoing this turn, I think we have a good chance of beating this Mentor. Yeah, I'm definitely wishing that this Stoneforge was a Spirit instead, but I have Timeless Dragon. Alright, cool. Another thing Leyline helps with, but yeah, maybe should have just gotten a second Spirit. Skyclave, huh? Skyclave lets us double port again. I'm not sure if that matters. I guess we probably just want to get this Mentor out of here. And then next turn, yeah. Because then next turn we can blink our whole board. We get rid of the Teferi. Recruit like a spirit. Does the mentor matter if they don't echo? That's actually a fair question. Now that I've cast the Skyclave, I think we just still go for the mentor, but that is a fair point that like maybe we actually don't need to kill it. Now that they have white mana through the Mox Opal, I'm just gonna cut off total mana like that. I guess I'm tapping the same things, but I'm more focused on total mana than colors. Hello, true name. I forgot they exiled that to a Chrome Mox earlier. Another port. Alright, I think there's a good chance we're actually just going to be able to beat this board. That Hull Breacher is annoying because it means that the Skyclave really has to kill it. We do not have Sash in the deck. Cauldra is our only equipment. As for the Recruiter, I don't hate Solitude. We could get Spirit. We could get Wisp. We could get another Skyclave. I think I'm leaning towards Spirit because I think we are actually able to just beat their board now. So we just want to eliminate the best top decks for them, and I think the best top decks for them are Echo Effects, or are Time Twisters. Yeah, let's go for that. Just another Ancient Tomb. Oh my god, these ley lines are getting top decked on all cylinders. All right, so let's put this Cauldron in. We'll attack Teferi with the Yorion to kill it, attack them with the Cauldron. And then I'll just play Spirit and double port. Really single port. Maybe actually probably worth it to keep the Caracas up versus porting again. They have a lot of mana. Even more mana now that they just keep drawing lands. True Name is obviously weird in this deck specifically, but it sure isn't the horrifying thing that it used to be compared to the dumb stuff we have to deal with nowadays. I'm just going to go ahead and assume that I kill this illusion token and then they're dead. Yep, cool. Yeah, that was a weird match. It's against a deck I hate, and I'm glad that I beat them. I mean, it's not a real deck, but if it were a real deck, I would really hate it. But thankfully we got him. I was hoping that maybe I would be playing another one because the other matches went so fast, but unfortunately, that last one took a while because they sure liked echoing during the least convenient times. And yeah, they echoed, resolved a mentor, and then lost. So, you know, very, very happy that that's how that ended because I really hate getting echoed with a Narset out. It's just not fun. Well, thankfully, after a very rocky start, we did at least salvage the 3-2. You know what? I'm going to always open this chest on stream. Oh, I don't want to add it to the deck. I want to open it. There we go. Oh, hey, Shadow Spear. I wonder if that's worth anything. Swords to Chansey, thank you so much for the follow. Double Sash didn't really come up at all this league. It was just... what did we play against? We played first match was against... just going through the matches to show how Double Sash never really mattered. We play against Mono Black Helm, Doomsday, Depths, where Sash could have been good, but we didn't end up needing it really. Then we played against... What was the fourth deck that we played against? I'm trying to remember. The last one obviously was that weird mono blue, or it was blue white Time Twister tribal. All right, 3-ish tickets on Shadow Spear. I'll take it, but yeah, I don't remember what the oh, it was Elves. Elves was what we played against in the fourth round. So Sash was... We kept in Sash because it was literally Hello Newton, so like I knew he was playing Fiend Artisan. It was probably going to be better than Thalia, but obviously we were never going to be searching for it. So Double Sash didn't come up this league, but I'm still happy to have them in the deck so far. I am very glad to hear that you learn so much from the stream, Yasuka. Thank you so much for coming by. I'm glad to be, you know, there, like I've mentioned, like in my first and second streams, like a lot of people had been asking for people to play, like look for Death and Taxes content because there just hasn't been a lot since XJ Cloud stopped streaming. And it seemed like there's a lot of desire for it, and I'm happy to oblige. Um, but that is going to be it for the stream this week. Hopefully, next week we'll be playing against some more regular decks, ones we can actually have like cool matches against. Um, yeah, as always, the league will be uploaded to YouTube afterwards if you missed any of this. Um, and hopefully I will catch you all next stream. As always, I stream every Thursday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Um, Play at least one league. I'm hoping someday we'll be able to fit two in, but I sure do like spending almost exactly 2.5 hours on the first league every time and making me feel like I don't really want to go to bed at 1 a.m. or whatever. So, but yeah, thank you all for stopping by, and I hope I'll be able to see you all next week. Thank you so much.